Africa is sitting on a gold mine. Literally. Huge deposits of gold, diamonds, uranium, and other valuable minerals are found across the continent. Yet most Africans don't benefit from this wealth. Why? Well, one reason is that Africa is full of borders. These borders weren't drawn by Africans. They were drawn by Europeans during the scramble for Africa. It's a story of power, politics, and plain old-fashioned racism. Let me tell you about the Nuclear Club. It's an exclusive group of 5 countries: the US, Russia, China, the UK, and France. They hold 89% of all the nuclear weapons in the world. Or should they rewrite the rules and demand a place at the table? What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And hey, if you're still here, you might also like this video about how the US keeps waging war around the world. In 1968, they got together and wrote something called the Non-Proliferation Treaty, or NPT. It said that countries which already had nukes wouldn't share the tech with others. And those who didn't have nukes promised not to develop them. Almost every African country signed it, but not freely. They were under pressure. It was the Cold War era. If African countries wanted aid, arms deals, or any kind of help, they had to agree to the NPT. Basically, it was a way to keep Africa poor and weak. The West didn't want any unstable African regimes getting nukes. They didn't care that they themselves caused instability by taking resources, supporting dictators, and starting wars. And since then, these borders have often divided communities, created artificial states, and left many marginalized. They're the only country in the world that built nuclear weapons and gave them up. During apartheid, South Africa built 6 bombs. But some countries, like Egypt and South Africa, have to import most of their uranium. They're stuck in a vicious cycle. They need uranium to make electricity, but they can't get enough uranium to make big changes. It's a tough situation, but not because Africans lack the brains or ambition. It's because the global nuclear club doesn't want Africa in it. They write the rules and break them whenever they want. Like Israel. They don't even pretend to follow the laws set by the nuclear club, but nobody says anything. We're talking about a country that has nukes and has never signed the NPT. But when apartheid ended in 1994, the new government dismantled the weapons. Why? Because they knew it was the right thing to do. But let's be real, they also faced a lot of pressure from the US and the international community. Just imagine being the world's only black government with nuclear weapons. The US wasn't cool with that. They wanted to prevent South Africa from selling those weapons to other countries. The good news is that South Africa stuck to their promise and dismantled the bombs. This has led to instability, conflict, and poverty. But there's hope for change. The continent has produced numerous inventions and innovations that are improving lives and addressing local challenges. This will require collaboration between governments, organizations, and individuals to create an enabling environment for innovation to thrive. With a focus on science, technology, and innovation, Africa can pave the way for a brighter future. Few know this, but Africa has long been part of the nuclear story. In fact, uranium from the Congo was used in the Manhattan Project, the US effort to build the first atomic bomb. But the Congo didn't control that uranium. Belgium did. From the 1950s to the 80s, several African nations dreamed of becoming nuclear powers. Egypt built nuclear reactors with Soviet help. South Africa secretly developed 6 nuclear warheads. Libya under Gaddafi sought nuclear capabilities. Nigeria tried to develop peaceful nuclear energy, but always remained limited. Today, Africa has no nuclear weapons, but several nations use nuclear energy for medicine and electricity, like Egypt and South Africa. The African Union has even declared the continent a nuclear weapons-free zone through the Pelindaba Treaty. But critics argue, Africa didn't choose this position from strength. It was forced into it. Now, why doesn't Africa have nuclear weapons? You'd think it's all about science and technology, but you'd be wrong. Then there's the story of South Africa. Today, most African countries use nuclear energy for good things like medicine and electricity. So should Africa play by these rules? Should they stay out of the nuclear club? Follow Atlans for more untold stories about Africa and the Atlantic world. History, power, and the future. Reimagined from the African lens.